What's up, guys? It's Daniel here with Wealthy Clients, and we have a awesome client on here today who's been doing some consulting work with us the past couple months and recently came on and became an agency client to help scale his tax planning firm and has recently had awesome success. So today we have Wynn with Turnkey Financial Solutions. Welcome on, Wynn.
Hey, thank you. Daniel, good to be on, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, so if anybody's unaware of who you are, why don't you tell us about yourself, your business, and what you do?
So we're a boutique tax planning firm and wealth management slash financial planning firm in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Awesome. And who do you primarily help and what do you help them with?
So a few years back with the pandemic, it was small businesses with the ERC, right? And then we eventually transitioned to business owners, and now we are able to specifically hone in and help W-2 employees.
Nice. Tech
Yeah.
specifically. You
Tech,
really like those
exactly.
tech guys.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Actually, going back to my roots.
So what was the problem you were facing prior to partnering with us?
The problem was getting enough qualified leads that were interested. I had actually, I think, found you online after speaking with a competitor. And if you recall, should I name the competitor? Doesn't matter.
Up to you, man.
Yeah. But I first thought, you remember, if you might recall our first conversation, I thought, quote unquote, you were too small. Right. You had deep insight. I thought you had deep insight, but you were too small compared to the other firm that was much more established and had better track record per se. But I learned my lesson.
In other industries, but not in the tax planning industry.
Yes, although they did have claims to help others in the tax planning space that whose names I recognized.
Yep.
Right, and we're peers. But yes, so I decided to go with them. But for other reasons, mostly on me, I didn't really follow through with it. But yeah, working with you, decided to work with you, and that's been a game changer.
So why did you choose to partner with us specifically over any of the other options that were out there?
I think it was your deep expertise, not only of marketing, but also the niche. I would say at first I thought you were too glib for some reason. Okay, you talked so well. Didn't really trust you. Okay, but eventually, when I first joined the program you did with Ryan, right, about a year ago, okay, I realized, yeah, this guy's for real. Okay, he's giving a ton of value and really knows his stuff, and just very giving. And so I said, okay, let's give it a try. And obviously the testimonials really spoke for themselves. You were really delivering results for others in the space who I trusted and admired and respected. And so with their endorsement through videos like this, I said, why not give it a try? And and that's where I, again, started with the done with you model, and really learned a lot throughout the last year. And then, as you know, then we transitioned to the agency model the last few months.
Yeah.
Which has been great. Yeah.
Why do you feel like us having those insights were so instrumental to your success?
So you have access to data, right? The data points and live data points that basically nobody else has. You have so many clients in this space and you're so dialed in. So again, it's a combination of your understanding of marketing, and I'm still always blown away by how much you read and how much you're able to quote stuff off, during the trainings, right? And that, and so spot on in terms of what you're trying to teach us in terms of marketing concepts and principles and things to act on. But also being able to then just deliver. Yeah, so you understand what's going on. You have the actual pulse on what's working, what's not. Like literally up to the minute info. I would say almost like insider info that nobody else would have. But you're able to internalize that, and then we're able to capitalize on that.
So as a result of implementing these strategies, what was the outcome?
So there were, as you recall, there were two campaigns that we've worked on, right? One was with the ERC, and in fact, I need to give you props for that. I never thought I would work on ERC again, after the way was over, right? But because of your insights, and said, hey, why don't you consider this? And I said, well, okay, because we were already doing something that I didn't think of to turn it into a business, well, turn it into something where we would advertise for, right? And man, because of that, there's going to be an opportunity where it's going to be easily $500,000 worth of work. Conservatively, could be a million in terms of because we were doing ads and being in that space. Yeah, we got a subcontracting gig where it's going to be very fruitful. Yeah, and so like you're saying, continue to milk that ERC cow, and then this current campaign that we just wrapped up in Q4, literally 2 months worth. Oh yeah, that's been game changing. Yeah, in terms of just going to share some numbers with you. So probably 11,000, almost just under 12,000 in ad spend in 2 months. Okay, and I think you were telling me that I tied the record for the lowest cost per booked appointment.
Qualified. Qualified.
What's that?
Qualified book
Qualified. Oh yeah,
appointment.
qualified. Oh, we're all super qualified. Yeah, and I think as a result of that, on the front end, we should be getting a 10x on the ad spend.
And just for everybody watching, right? Everybody's going to have their own results. Results might not be typical.
That's right.
It requires work. It's not a magic pill. You do have to put in work on this. So just be aware of that. Wynn is also my compliance friend who reminds me of a lot of things that I need to be aware of. So how has your business changed since achieving these outcomes?
It's really a trajectory change. Before I was thinking, how am I going to get to the next level? I'm stuck not having the predictable pipeline that I would need to scale. Now I have a different problem. Again, I'm evolving in the chain of what kind of problems you have as a business owner, right? Yeah, so which is always good. I love that. So obviously now it's need to convert better, but it's not for a lack of qualified leads anymore. And then being able to know then, yeah, I have somebody in my corner whenever we need to pivot or find a different angle, and got that person that had my back and knows what they're doing, dialed in, and can always be counted on to give great insights on how to market and how to navigate the ever-changing landscape, whether it's Facebook algorithms, the market forces, competition, you name it.
And there's a lot. There's a lot shifting in the marketplace right now between Tax Plan IQ, going the enterprise route and signing with Liberty Tax for 2,000 locations, or CoreV now offering free tax plans with their AI software. So there's a lot of commoditization, and so you need to be able to, like you said, be able to navigate that landscape, right? And if you're navigating it yourself, it's hard compared to navigating it with someone who has access to all these data points across the industry, Right. So where do you think you'd be right now if you didn't take action and engage us?
Pulling more of the very little hair that I still have left out. You can't see it, but yeah. In terms of, okay, where am I going to get my next client, or how am I going to get my next client, or what direction should I go? Yeah. So I think you've been instrumental in giving some clarity as to the direction too. Again, based on what you have the pulse on the industry. And so, yeah, being able to have clarity and direction, so that we can clarity. Then, as you know, when there's no clarity, it's hard to move, right?
Yeah.
And but with clarity, then it's much easier, and you know where you want to go, and then you can move.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple of times that I had to kick your ass into gear.
Sure did, huh?
And get you out of analysis paralysis.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Definitely
which a lot of coaches and agencies won't do. They'll just let you sit there on your hands and be frozen, right? But that's one thing that I pride ourselves on differently, is that I'm gonna kick you in the ass.
Yes, in fact, I want to say that's probably why it didn't get results before in that other program. Yeah, because I had a perception of how things were, right? Now I realize that's a totally idiotic perception, right? But the coach didn't call me on it. He said, "Oh, okay, if you want to do that, go ahead," right? It was trying to defer to me, but I know I can count on you not to sugarcoat it and tell me what it is. Yeah, in fact, yeah. So part of what I want to say is that I feel like, yeah. So obviously through that, I really feel like you care. You're invested in our success. Even when I came on as a consulting client, right? I never felt like, okay, you're gonna compartment, you're gonna treat your VIP full paying clients better than me. I never got that sense. In fact, I felt like, how does he have that much time to spend with me? that's what that's what I was wondering half the time, right? And again, I really appreciate that. And then again, that's why I had the full confidence to transition to the done for you the agency model with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if there's anyone watching this right now and they're either on the fence about booking a call to speak with us, or they're on the fence about engaging us, what would you say to that person watching right now?
If you've gotten this far, you've seen his content, right? The pre-nurtured content, whether it's the testimonials or the valuable content that he produces, yeah, there should be no hesitation just to book a call or just to take the next step. It's a small investment, and you never know uh, unless you try. And that's what I did. Never gonna try, and really glad. So again, as I was telling you before, when I got on, I thought in my mind that my goal is to become an interviewee like this, right? And I felt like I double qualified. I remember you said you wanted me to come on the first time for my first project, and said I don't have anything solid yet, but this time, yeah, for sure. So yeah, never know. You may be the next interviewee.
That's awesome, man. Well, Wynn, thanks so much for coming on and spending time with me here today. If anybody wants to connect with you, or maybe they have a quick question, where can they connect with you?
Yeah, it's our website, turnkeyfinancial.solutions or turnkeystrategic.solutions.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
My pleasure. Talk soon, huh?